Greetings everyone, I'm Luke and you're watching Science of Victory, a show dedicated to the team battle mode. We continue the theme of reviewing the format's basics. Navi's team member Powerslide, who has won numerous major tournaments, is here to help us. Today, we will talk about heavy tanks. You don't need to be a pro to know that these tanks are the main body of a team. They should be the ones to deal with the damage to the enemy. Some of the experienced players may disagree and suggest med tanks or even TDs. We will talk about those another time. You shouldn't experiment with your team battle lineups until you have a lot of experience. So, 3 or 4 good heavy should make it into your team setup. First, what do we mean by a good heavy? Currently there are 15 tier 8 heavies in the game. So which heavy tanks are better suited for the team battle mode? Experienced players, including Powerslide, share the opinion that these are the AMX 5100, the IS-3 and the T-32. Let's see why. We'll start with the French tank. This vehicle is very mobile, its mobility even surpasses that of some meds. Beside this, it's a tank capable of dealing a massive 1,800 points of damage to an opponent in only 12 seconds. And it's the only one of the tier. The faults of this tank include almost no armor to speak of, and the lowest elevation angles of the tier. However, the tank does have a long view range. The IS-3 is completely different. The view range is only 350 meters. Even though it's slower than the French, it is still mobile. Plus it has a weapon named BL9. It can deal up to 488 points of damage in one shot. Only the American T-34 can deal more. And of course we must mention the IS-3's armor. The armor thickness is not amazing, but the well-known pike nose does its job. The turret armor is also one of the best in the tier. So which tank is the thickest turret? The T-32. Overall this is a pretty balanced tank. It has a solid 400 meters view range, great elevation angles, and a good aim time. It only lacks mobility. The American is noticeably slower than the others, and this can make a difference. What about the other tanks? Judging by the parameters alone, you'd want to pick the KV-5. It has the best durability and the highest damage per minute rating, plus the armor is great, and the KV-5 is faster than the IS-3 in numbers. It seems to be a dream tank, but that's an illusion. The mobility is actually quite low. This, with low penetration, bad view and radio range, makes it not so great. So overall, this tank isn't really worth it on all maps. Another tank that's worth mentioning when talking about team battles is the T-34. It has the best damage per shot and armor penetration. The turret armor is only surpassed by that of the T-32. Plus it has good elevation angles. However, these are the only pros it has. Because of the slow rate of fire, the damage per minute is a bit low. The hull armor is really weak. The tank's mobility is close to the T-32, but a bit worse. Another Soviet heavy, the KV-4, is similar to its premium comrade. Great armor and durability, but terrible in view range. With low mobility and damage per minute, you'll realize that this tank is even worse for team battles. The Chinese tanks are worth talking about too. Both tanks are pretty similar to the IS-3. The durability ratings are close, but the view range is better as well as the damage per minute. The 110 and 112 have mobility that's close to the Soviet heavy. The top speed is higher, but because of their low power to weight ratio, the Chinese tank's acceleration is worse than the IS-3's. As a result, the mobility is too. Besides, the IS-3 allows you to effectively tank with its turret, and that's quite important for team battles. We'll not waste time talking about the rest of the tier 8 heavies and sum things up. Every vehicle is in some aspects superior when comparing to the AMX 5100, the IS-3 and the T-32. But they're not all-purpose. For example, the Germans. They have super accurate cannons but lack in terms of armor to mobility ratio. Of course, many will disagree and some will say that they were devastated by the tanks we saw unfit for team battles at one time or another. Of course, pro players can successfully compete with any tier 8 tank. Some of them use the occasion to level up the vehicles and some use the premium tanks to get extra credits. Though I don't advise you to do the same at first. Use the science of victory. So get experience playing upgraded vehicles, master new tactics by playing only the best. Yes, when you start winning more often, you can try to switch your setup with different tanks, but first, try to learn to win with the ones that are recommended by experienced players. I hope many of you have learned something new and useful. Tell us what you'd like us to talk about in the comments. We do read all of your comments and try to fulfill your wishes. By the way, next episode we shall talk about medium tanks. So that's all I have for today. We are Luke and Powerslide. Remember to sub our new channel for more. See you!